You guys remember Mega Blox slash Mega Construx slash just Mega Brands? This company goes by so much. The Lego competitor owned by Mattel, Mega slash Mega Construx, has been a huge competitor to Lego throughout the entire history Mega has existed, and it has garnered a huge following from Lego enthusiasts and non-Lego enthusiasts, mostly because of their licensing for Pokemon and some more adult themes like Halo or Call of Duty or Destiny, specifically gaming themes. I think they even did some Borderlands and maybe some Gears of War. I'm not fully sure on that one, but I'm pretty sure they did. Mega was basically the edgier, cooler Lego, and even though I never thought it was better than Lego, Mega Construx was a major competitor to Lego in a lot of fronts. I even started my channel talking about Mega Construx exclusively. I didn't actually start talking about Lego until a few months into my channel, which was over 5 years ago now. Wow, that was a long time ago, right? Actually, that's nearly 6 years ago now. Wow, yeah, I've been doing this for way too long. I need to stop.
I think it is a pretty good model of the Vanished Ghosts from Halo Wars 2.
Even though I don't really do videos on Mega anymore, I still like to go and take a look back at Mega and do a retrospective video on Mega and the state of Mega every single year. The first one I did brought my channel back to life at a period when it was not doing very well, and the second one I did is one of the most popular videos on my channel. So how is Mega doing in 2025? Oh no! Now, before the 5 remaining Mega Construx enthusiasts go into my comment section to yell at me, I'm not saying Mega is dead or anything related to the brick toy, block toy that isn't made by Lego is dead. I'm not saying that at all. It is very possible that it could come back or be replaced, which is far more likely. The fact is, it is undeniable that Mega as a brand is basically dead in the Big 25. It doesn't really exist. So in this video I want to take a look at Mega, what happened since my last video on Mega, because I ended my last video last year on a pretty positive note. You know, I was talking about, hey, you know, there's scalping issues, there's so many issues that Mega is facing right now. However, I was super optimistic that it would actually rebound, and I was actually pretty hyped for upcoming sets. Those upcoming sets never came out. Since that video, I'm pretty sure there's only been 2 sets that have released. I'm pretty sure it's only been the 20th anniversary Halo set and the Halo Infinite Wasp. I'm pretty sure those are the only 2 that have released since my last video. There were a bunch of other, semi-modular, UNSC bases that were rumored to exist, and there were pictures of them existing. However, they never hit store shelves and were seemingly cancelled. I'm not quite sure what that was about. And the question really begs as to why. Why has Mega gone down the drain? Why did Mega, die so badly? What could have possibly happened? Well, we don't know for sure, but there has been quite a number of developments. Now, the reason we don't have a for sure answer to anything is because Mega as a brand has been very, very silent. They have been mouth shut, refusing to really talk about anything. They have not been very open with their community at all, and for many, many months, people had absolutely no idea what was really happening. They basically went silent out of nowhere, and from what I know, they weren't, amazing about talking with the community, but they usually wouldn't just completely go silent and then not release anything and ignore the hundreds of people in their comment sections, like, demanding answers as to what is happening. However, there's many things we can point to. The biggest thing, LEGO, sliming them out in a back alleyway. You see, I feel like LEGO has always tolerated Mega as a brand, they were never very hostile towards them, except for in recent years. Now, I'm pretty sure this is unsubstantiated, so take it with a grain of salt, but from what I have heard, it seems like LEGO started to push Mega out of store shelves, and you can kind of see this with store shelves, the Mega section of stores getting smaller and smaller and getting overtaken with further extensions to the LEGO aisle in Targets and Walmarts and all sorts of stores. And that was a pretty major hit because a lot of stores just straight up didn't really have any of the new stuff, and the stuff they did have would get scalped to all hell. Especially because Mega does Pokemon stuff. Scalpers just come in there and they just gobble it all up like they do with all Pokemon product. It is a disease, it is a scourge. So that definitely didn't help. Although the bullet in the head for Mega, it seems, is, well, LEGO acquiring the license to Pokemon. Now, even though a large majority of the Mega community is Halo related, which that has its own issues, Pokemon is gigantic, especially for, your normies, your normal people who would be interested in maybe getting into Mega for the first time. Pokemon was that big one-up they had on LEGO. Sir, already established the Mega enjoyers might really like the Halo franchise and might really like the Halo IP. However, the Halo IP does not carry a lot of weight nowadays and is mostly associated with very, very negative stuff. I have not heard a single positive thing about Halo in a very, very long time. Even their new game is very, very controversial, and overall, Halo just doesn't bring the same audience that Pokemon does. And that was their big one-up that they had for many, many years. So LEGO just coming out of nowhere and sniping it from them is huge. That is massive. That basically breaks both of Mega's kneecaps. Sure, they could recover from that, realistically, but yeah, you can recover from 2 broken legs, but it's definitely gonna hurt quite substantially. I remember when this happened, a lot of people were saying it was the end for Mega Construx, it was the end for the entire Mega brand as a whole, and, there was a lot of people to fight back and say, no, it isn't, there's still hope. However, I feel like that was definitely a gigantic hit. Now, it's not even just saying that Mega is, going to be cooked or Mega is going to be dead. It seems like there is a very good chance it is already cooked. Now, there has been, from what I've heard, an official, report from an employee saying that Mega isn't fully cooked. However, there is a big news thing that has happened with their parent company, Mattel. You see, Mattel just within the past 6 months released another competitor to LEGO with Mattel Brick Shop. Now, Mattel Brick Shop so far has only done Hot Wheels collabs, which I find a little strange. It seems like they're just testing it out. They invited a bunch of LEGO content creators out, and it was a whole big deal. It's like a big new LEGO competitor has entered the arena. However, it is very odd that Mattel now owns 2 LEGO competitors, with their own LEGO competitor with the Mattel branding, and Mega, which hasn't done anything for months on end and seems to be sitting in limbo, and just had their big major theme get poached from them. The odds seem very, very much against Mega. It seems like there is a chance that Mega might get completely shut down or merged with Mattel Brick Shop, and I think that is by far the most likely option. Yeah, is there a world where Mega could come back? Perhaps, but I really do feel like the most likely option in this scenario is to merge Mega with Mattel Brick Shop. You can bring over all the Mega fans, like the 5 of them that still linger, and you can promote Mattel Brickshop even heavier and maybe start doing some other collabs outside of just Hot Wheels. Or Mega will just get completely shut down and their IPs will just go elsewhere. That is also just as likely, considering it seems like Pokemon has jumped ship away from Mega and over to LEGO. And, you know, Mega getting, like, completely cooked would be a good reason for them to jump ship. Overall, it has just been an absolute disaster for Mega this year, and I don't really think that's a good thing like a lot of LEGO fans are saying. Like, sure, Mattel Brickshop is coming in to be another competitor to LEGO, but I feel like Mega was the only company that really was able to offer LEGO some form of competition. And if there's one thing you need to know about me, I think competition is an amazing thing. Whether it be like Rivals and Overwatch, or whatever big major form of competition you need, Minecraft and Hytale, competition only breeds good things. I think companies really do need competition or they will get complacent, like YouTube recently with making more unskippable ads, adding AI to every facet of the platform. This is a cry for help. YouTube desperately needs actual competition. And now that LEGO doesn't have the competition, and especially that LEGO has been kind of getting a little silly with their prices recently and kind of doing some weird anti-consumer goofiness with their gift with purchases, it does kind of feel like LEGO might be getting a bit complacent. Like, they feel like they're too big to fail, and now that this major form of competition is cooked, they can kind of just act alone as like a pseudo-monopoly in the block toy space. Not a real monopoly. It's kind of like how Steam is like kind of a monopoly, but not really. I mean, to be fair, what are you gonna go to? Playmobil? No one's gonna go buy Playmobil, okay? It's just not gonna happen. I surely feel like that this is only a net loss for Mega fans and for LEGO fans, and there really shouldn't be any celebration that Mega is seemingly cooked. However, I think we do have to face the facts and realize that the Mega we know now, whether it gets rebranded or merged or completely shut down, the Mega we used to know is dead. And that sucks to say, because I was a gigantic Mega fan. I remember I watched all sorts of Mega content. Again, I started my channel, literally named this channel after Mega Construx. I did Mega Construx reviews all the time. I still have a giant collection of sets, which are mostly taken apart now, but I still hold on to them because I think they're cool. Mega had probably the best like micro action figure style figure of any of these block toy companies. Like, seriously, the Mega Construx like minifigure was just perfect in every single way. It was fantastic, and I truly don't think there's gonna be anything like it again. Like, it was so good. Those Halo figures slapped so hard. It's the main reason I don't want LEGO to ever take the Halo franchise or take the Halo IP, because they could never ever match what Mega did with it. And even with Pokemon, I don't think I can show you the leaks for the Pokemon sets, but they look pretty bad. Significantly worse than the Mega versions did. So it really does suck that this happened to Mega, and I remember even only a few years ago, back in like 2020, even 2021, like that 2019 to 2021 era, Mega was huge. The community was stronger than ever. There was so much hype around the new sets. Infinite was coming out. There was so much hype around those sets, and that whole wave was pushed super hard. It really was an amazing time to be a fan of this. And for any Mega fans who are still holding on, I'm gonna say a very hot take here. I think you should still hold on. I don't think you should sell your collection or like pack it up and be like, "Hey, it's over, time for us to leave." Like, yeah, there might not be anything new coming to the Mega hobby. However, I feel like the creativity that has been displayed by the Mega community and the amazing stuff that has been made and the amazing community and friendships that have been built through the Mega community, I really do feel like that should all live on for as long as possible. Hell, there are many things that have been long discontinued that still have a major fan base to it, and I really do feel like the Mega community should try their hardest to keep that fan base alive. That's all I really have for this video. I hope you all enjoyed this slightly sadder one. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.